the short answer to my review of the Colossals. Uh, thank goodness someone else is on the same wavelength I am. I thought I was going insane looking for people who just wanted to make superheroes act like normal superheroes, like they wanted to be there and be heroic. Yes, so I would say overall, it's synced up a good solid 90% with me. Yes, that's quite the number there, honestly. But I'm also super biased, so there is that. So let's get this show on the road, shall we? This is basically going to be a comic that I'll just pick up as it comes along, even sight unseen at this moment, because man, it's a lot of it is mindset for a lot of the creatives. So many creators out there have more of like, let's make everything the dark age of comics again and again and again. Not so with the Colossals. Oh, thank goodness. It's like finding a oasis in the desert of everybody's trying to out adult each other in terms of like it has to be grim, gritty, and ever so popular with the current trends. It's like, oh, woof, yeah. But to carry on, yes. In the delightful world of Paragons, Star is pretty much her own person. Yes, you can see where the influences come from. The more brighter tone. Overall, the cataclysm that happened in this particular setup galvanized humanity to work together and not like split us apart. Oh my god. That's amazing. Because usually most of these settings, especially nowadays, something horrific happens and everybody's at each other's throats. So this is the complete opposite of what a majority of projects do. At least from what I can see in indie land. I know most of the time art's really important for people to showcase, but you gotta showcase the actual story. And for those of us who have been missing out on a more Silver Age optimistic take on things, yes, you have the Colossals right over here, a functional superhero family where you can still get some drama. You can, but it's drama that's created by how these characters react to a lot of external factors, because a lot of Paragons, they don't mope, they don't wonder about their place in the universe. They just go out and do, and they're happy to be there. They're happy to protect people. They have boundless energy to essentially be that shield that I've been looking for in superheroes. So in a very big way, this whole setup kind of zigzags from even what I'm writing. Oh, I highly appreciate the fact that the technology in this particular setting, how to put this, they know superhero fights are going to happen, so they have their emergency services up to 11 to counteract a whole lot of superhero versus superhero fights, or if that does happen, because it's possible mind control could happen, because this series even now sets up that there's going to be space factor, exploring the cosmos. There's a definite magic factor, and also from what I can see just in the first few pages, oh look, there's a possible alien invasion factor. This whole entire first issue, it's made for an audience who already knows what to expect out of a lot of superhero shenanigans, and you're just like a duck to water and like, wee. So yeah, if you love a lot of the overall cosmic shenanigans superheroes can get into, this is going to be in there. I can already tell, because they already have lunar colonies in this thing. They already have a few kind of extra solar colonies, or at least they're aiming for it, because the way they set it up, it's like, unlike the Justice League cartoon, they already have stuff in the sky that is providing what the Justice League tried to do on steroids already. Yes, me likey. Mm-hmm. And that's another thing with this setup here is you are put right into the action. You're not given too much of like this is the like a ponderous backstory of everyone. It's like no, this whole entire issue just is primed for people who already understand a whole lot of ins and outs of superhero themes or tropes or plot hooks, and it just wants you to try to see how many little hooks you can find. There's plenty. There's plenty, my people. Let's see. Oh yes, another aspect I appreciated. My goodness, they're a superhero team that cares about crowd control. Wow. Because most of the time nowadays, when you see a lot of big superhero flicks or even other comic books, it's like, wait, how much of Metropolis type of setup did they just explode and destroy everywhere? Wow. Demolition Derby on against all the buildings? Woo! Yeah, so Colossals takes a fun conundrum I've had with a lot of superhero setups, which I even tackle in my own books. It's like, what would happen if you did have a setting where superheroes were pretty commonplace? Where would that technology go into? And the Colossals is on the same wavelength as I am with that. It's like, what would you do? You would set up things that could counteract a whole lot of collateral damage in a superhero setup. Yay! Yay! Because even some of my old favorites, it's just like, guys, wait, did you just? Yeah, oh, wow! There goes another building. Oh no! I mean, that's something I'd kind of expect out of a kaiju monster setup, but yep, very much appreciated here. And Star knows her whole team pretty well, so that's another thing. You get the sense that they've all been working together for a while, even all the way down to the youngest member of their group, which is Isaac, if I remember correctly. Yeah, yes, indeed, Isaac. Isaac, he wants, uh, he wants to be the big Kahuna, but he's not quite there yet because he has big shoes to fill. I mean, but I do appreciate everybody's enthusiasm on this team. And still, one of my favorite parts was when Star's trying to give advice and she gets smacked by the, the giant shark, man. See, that's the thing that some comics are missing. It's like, it's okay if you go a bit absurdist with superheroes. It's completely fine. In fact, it reminds me in a good way of that old 60s, Adam West Batman. It's okay to be silly when it's fun. I mean, there are serious moments, of course, in this, and then there's more lighthearted moments, which 100%. Most comics need more lighthearted moments. For the love of God, you all don't have to be berserk 24/7. And I realize that's a more popular avenue, but no. This thing, yes. God, somebody else understands. Not all superhero stuff has to be, more situated down to earth. The cathartic hero guarding the streets of X, Y, or Z metropolis or city and tragic backstory. Not everybody needs a tragic backstory. Oh, man. Oh. Oh, yes. I also appreciated the little bit of a hand wave right there near the beginning where it's like, yes, I will imbue these sharks with extremely potent, magical, mysterious energies. And then you think what your eyes tell you is happening, but later on it's just like, nah. He's back. Oh man, and it's a good way to you can incorporate all sorts of family shenanigans, um, even if it isn't within the Stars family. It's adjacent, but you can have all sorts of family dynamics that cause all sorts of mayhem for the heroes. Oh man, yeah, and most superhero settings love to be a complete whirlwind mishmash of all sorts of fun sinks and just keep throwing it in there. We can keep adding whatever we want. Because, man, I wasn't expecting Arthurian legend so soon, but yes, it's there. It's there. So I wonder if the Knights of the Round Table and everybody else is going to show up, because I know there's also a possibility that even a Mordred of some type can show up. But no, it already has all these sprinkling of little mysteries that's like, yep, I wonder where this is gonna go, or I wonder where that's gonna go. Uh, for those who want like a how shall we put this, a more uh slower kind of introduction, that doesn't happen here. Colossals throws everything at you all at once, but in such a way where you can still understand the basics, but it's not gonna hold your hand and basically be like take 12 issues to get to the point. This is like wham bam thank you ma'am. Let's give you all the mysteries all at once. Which fun mystery will your brain latch on to next? I personally found the which was it? Because I have my notes right here. Let's flip a little bit ahead. Because yes, Houdini, the little bit in the background where poor Isaac is thinking he's gonna get like major grief over a bit of something. But as I was looking around the page, I'm like, wait, Houdini. Yes, I am that cornball. Yes. Oh man, and the thing is with me with like kid characters, it's can be very hit or miss, but I think Isaac straddles just enough where he's like the kind of precocious kid who's learning everything that he can versus like making him just cautious enough so it doesn't seem like, oh no, the kid is off on his own again causing some sort of trouble. No, trouble will find that kid no problem just by sheer association. Oh, but yeah, it is in a way it is pretty useful to make an antagonist or villain directly involved, even through a family connection, and it can go many different ways. Um, Based on what I could see here, we might even have some time travel shenanigans already going to happen. We'll have to see with the next issue, because you know what? When you can involve magic, anything can happen, or even technology. Guess what? That's what happens when you make a space fantasy kind of setup. Superheroes are primed for that sort of thing, which is why I'm kind of sad that more people don't take these kinds of angles. It's like, it's okay to mix it all together into a whirlwind of fun. Remember fun? People, fun still exists. If I had to be as concise as possible, the Colossals is pretty much a giant love letter to every single kind of comic book shenanigans you could ever dream of. And somehow Cider's able to stuff all that into like one issue without really derailing its own like opening chapter. Uh, I don't think it's overtly wordy. There's no word vomit like what you would expect out of a Bendis horror show. Okay. Sorry. Bendis, no. This comic book is the anti-Bendis. There's exposition where there needs to be. The dialogue doesn't overstay its welcome. You get the sense of the whole super family's dynamic through just how they act around the initial shark, you know, duology, I guess. And another little note, the fact that the shark men are kind of like a construct adds a little bit of kind of oomph to the magic. It's like if magic can do the sorts of things that you can see in the opening issue, then you gotta wonder what's the overall Mr. Bad Guy going to do next with a certain other plot development, which it gives a new light to. Please don't pick up Strange Tomes. I don't think it's going to end well for him. Ooh. Yeah, this whole entire thing has just little mysteries on steroids where it's just like, it was primed for a reader like me, because that's how you can hook me into a particular setting. Is like, yes, I'll get to know the characters, I'll get to care about the characters, but you gotta hook me through magic, space, mysteries, overall external threats beyond the knowledge of mortal man. So yeah, that's all in there, all in there in like the 25 or so pages. Delightful. It's not how you say decompressed. It goes boom, 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 boom. You know. So yeah, if you're already well versed in comic book land, I think most of those readers will find themselves right at home here. And even from my own writing experience, and even reading other indie comic, takes, or even some older comic book series I've liked. Yeah, I just like the flow of it. It's not bogged down with empty space or any kind of unneeded artwork, or you don't really get any kind of sense of it of meandering. It's clear, concise, to the point, and it gets you ready for the second issue. So overall, yeah, I'm pretty much on board for however many issues Cider ever wants to release in this entire universe, or even if he even goes as far as doing like a what do you call it, a lore kind of book, where because there's a whole lot of stuff. Like, this is a definite iceberg scenario where, yes, you get to see a lot of the stuff on the surface, but there's a whole lot of stuff working overtime under that engine. But yeah, I think that's about as concise as I can be right now. Maybe when I get back from vacation, I'll end up like doing another, maybe more in depth. I mean, this is fairly, this is kind of like the off the cuff with a couple of notes kind of setup. So there you have it. If you were craving a superversive superhero universe that doesn't go anywhere near cynicism, say hello to the Colossals, everybody. Have a good night.